The spree of horrific stories of mob violence and lynching continue with the case of a woman being lynched in the heart of Ahmedabad. The 40-year-old woman was beaten to death by a mob on the suspicion of being a child lifter. The victim, Shanti, and her companions were mercilessly beaten, after which she died in the hospital. The cops have registered a case of rioting and murder against 30 unidentified persons. The incident took place when some men intercepted Shanti and her colleagues and started beating them. More locals joined in and overturned the auto rickshaw that they were travelling in, after which Shanti suffered from critical head injuries and died shortly after she was admitted to the hospital. Police has registered a case of rioting and murder against 30 unidentified persons. Yet another shocking case of mob violence reported from Ahmedabad, where a mob of over 30 people attacked a woman and her companion. The woman was beaten to death, literally. She succumbed in the hospital. And all this on the mere suspicion of her being a child lifter. Now remember, viewers, these are the incidents that are happening across the country in various states, right from Uttar Pradesh to Rajasthan to Tamil Nadu, and this time in Gujarat. A spread of a false rumor galvanizes a murderous mob into taking law into their hands, and once again a frenzied mob takes the life of a 40-year-old woman on suspicion that she was indulging in child lifting. Let me go across to Disha Shah on the phone line. Disha, extremely shocking and disturbing once again, the number of incidents of mob lynching happening with an alarming regularity. Tell us more about the latest case.
Well, absolutely. And this is the third such incident happening in the state of Gujarat, and this time in the city of Ahmedabad, where we are seeing a 40-year-old woman was beaten to death by a mob only on the mere suspicion of being a child lifter. The incident took place at Juna Circle when a mob of around 30 people attacked 4 women traveling in an auto rickshaw. And these are the details that have been confirmed by the inspector of the Wadat police station concerned. In fact, what we are also given to understand is the fact that after she was beaten up by the mob, she died shortly after being admitted to the hospital. So these are the details that we are picking up at this point in time. In fact, there were also news that were doing the rounds of the fact that this is what even the police has confirmed, that there was a complaint that they belong to a community which earns living by begging, and they had come to Ahmedabad from Pali district of Rajasthan some time ago. So at this point in time, they accused all the 4 women who were traveling in an auto rickshaw by saying that they were child lifters. So more locals. But
once again, the locals, the natives of that place, have decided to take law into their own hands rather than reporting the case of suspicion to the police. But the important question is, where was the police when this beating up was happening? Why is it that the police only springs into action after the damage is done? And this is Ahmedabad. This is not even any far-flung area. Where was the police force?
Absolutely, and Ahmedabad being the hub, we can say, in the state of Gujarat, what we are given to understand is the fact that after this incident, the police really came to know about this, and they have registered a case of rioting and murder against around 30 unidentified persons. And now, after all of this, because it's the third such incident happening in Gujarat, Afrida. So after this now, the police has issued an advisory urging people not to take law in their own hands and not to believe social media rumors about child lifting gangs. And people should contact police if they spot any suspicious person. The advisory. So all of these are the advisories that the police is really coming up with right now after 3 such horrific incidents in 3 different places of Gujarat.
Right. Yet another shocking case of mob violence, where a mob was galvanized by spreading a rumor about a woman being a child lifter. This time happening in Ahmedabad, right in the heart of the city, is what we are given to understand. Thanks, Disha, for joining us with your inputs on this.